our interview with Dato Ts. I think we should go now. So let's go. Yes.
Assalamualaikum Dato.
Salam.
It's time for our interview session today. So are you ready?
Oh yeah. Have a seat.
Yeah, Dato.
I'm forever ready.
So Dato, for the first question, what time do you wake up every day?
Wow, that is a very simple, basic question. Every day I wake up at around 4:45 to 5 o'clock. Not to be exact at 4:45, but 4:45 to 5 in the morning.
So Dato, what is your favorite morning routine? You do every
Morning. After I wake up, of course, definitely I'll go to the washroom. Definitely. Now, recently, I took up a routine suggested by my physio, Hanis. So I do some simple stretching. Then, of course, I do some thinking and praying definitely.
Do you eat breakfast every day?
Of course, if it's not fasting one, definitely I take breakfast. It is important to take breakfast.
So you said you eat breakfast every day. What kind of breakfast?
Simple Malay breakfast.
Oh,
Roti canai, lontong, nasi lemak. Those are my favorites.
Sounds delicious.
That
That was your favorite.
Yes. In the morning, no mee goreng.
Oh,
Nothing. Not to say oily. I don't like oily things in the morning. In the afternoon, in the daytime, I would.
alright. So Dato, what is your favorite food?
Well, anything spicy. I'm from Negeri Sembilan. I love rendang. I love nasi lemak chili api. So, if you have any chili api, I will love it.
Like, and how was it cooking to be Uitm?
Okay. Every day, I mean, as the VC, they gave me this Uitm official car. So, of course, I'll get to office this official car. I will drive.
After 3 years of which type of meetings do you prefer? Do you like physical or online?
To me, anything that can deliver output. So, if the meeting, if we can handle it using hybrid, sometimes we do hybrid. It's a mixture of online and physical. That is fine with me, as long as I can come up with a proper decision, the right decision.
But how do you plan your day?
I'm a planning person. I'm a planning person. So, of course, definitely I have to have calendar. My calendar got to be ready. Every morning I will look into my calendar after my simple little breakfast in my house. I will go through my calendar. What is it today? Of course, my PA will prepare that 2-3 days prior.
That's interesting.
Right.
And then what is the top 3 most used app?
Most used app.
Yes.
I would say Google Calendar. Google Calendar is number 1. Number 2 is of course is WhatsApp. Because it's communication.
Yes.
As a vice chancellor, you need to communicate. Every morning, I have a ritual that I do. I send doa to all of my head departments throughout the system. So all the deans receive doa from me, all the head department, all the TNCs, from rectors, from Sabah right up to release. So I send doa. So WhatsApp is very important to me. It's the one application that I use to handle communication. So I need to submit all these things that need immediate attention. And the third one would be either Word document and Adobe Acrobat. Those are the 3 things, 3 tools I would say.
What's the best compliment if you have ever received?
My what?
What's the best compliment you have ever received?
Compliment.
Yeah.
Compliment in that sense. I don't pay much attention to compliment. the better.
Yes.
So when people say good things to me, saying that I've done something good, even me, I know what you will say. Essentially, good things come from Allah. Okay? I'm just here to do whatever I'm supposed to do. So that's how I think we should respond to this compliment.
Dato, can we have a tour of your office?
Sure, why not? It is not that big office. I don't mind showing you. Let's go. Hello, these are my office. I mean, you can see the view of Shah Alam from my office. The circle is almost half circle. This is me, sir. So you can, I always, every day I will look at this blue mosque. Alright.
Okay, Dato, I would like to ask you, who is my
Who is my favorite? My answer is always my late father, my late mother, my husband, and my children.
your family?
Yes, definitely. But I have to say it one time.
Perhaps you can share with us why.
Why? Because to me, my closest family is the most trustworthy people that I've ever lived with. Now, okay. So my mother used to, I used to live with my mother sometime before I got married, and I lived with my husband and my children. So that they are the ones who inspired me to live with them.
What is your passion?
My passion. My passion, basically, if you're asking me now, earlier, it is about making things happen, delivering things that I've promised. In fact, if other people have promised something, I would really want them to deliver things. What more if I'm the one who actually promised them, right? So if that's why I believe in making a plan, make it happen.
How do you balance your profession, personal life, and vision? Is there such a balance?
Yeah, the term is being used commonly, balancing personal life and professional life. But to me, to balance is tough. Personally, I would always align. My approach is always about aligning things. Anything, I started with planning. So, number one, you receive new inputs. Change in your department, change in your boss, whatever. Then we need to align. So it's always easier to align rather than to balance. In fact, if you talking about Uitm mission and vision, the first thing that I do is to align those personal vision and my personal mission. When we talk about mission, is why do you exist? Why are you here? So I have to actually align with that mission. If it's not, there will be a conflict. So to me, aligning is easier than balancing. In solving problems, I would say you have to do one thing at a time. But if you have a team, that's why you need team. Teamwork is very important if you want to go for multitasking. If I would say, if I claim that myself is multitasking, that's quite not true. But I believe in multitasking by the fact that I need to have teams to do all this multitask. Delegation, not to say delegation, more of a thing where we can do it together. So then, if that is considered as multitasking, then of course I believe that. But if you're looking at individually, I would say I'm a one step point kind of person. So you see, as a person, you have a big picture and also specific zooming in. You zoom in, I'm a very one step at a time. But big picture, if you look at the holistic part, I will be the team player, whereby it can be the artist. I can actually make 5 projects all in one day.
That's true.
But because you have to have teams, I cannot be doing it one by one person. So I need to identify the strength of individuals to work together to make sure these 5 things can happen all in one. You know what? You can do those testing. If you know how to juggle, so test that. If you can juggle two stones at one time, probably you can only handle two things. If you can juggle 3, you can do 3 things. But I've done juggling 5 items.
Wow. Wow. That's the first question. What was the biggest challenges that you faced?
The biggest challenge? Wow. Actually, my biggest challenge would be making others, my subordinate, making people, my subordinates understand why I do what I do. Sometimes it's quite tough to make sure or to assume that people know my intention. That's my challenge. Sometimes I thought, or sometimes I assume that they know it, but apparently no. So that is my first challenge. And I thought that people know why I do things, but in the end, it's not so. So I have to. That's why I said in the very end, sure. You say we need to tell, we need to tell, and we need to tell. I said it 3 times. So, well, basically that's my challenge. Because communication was, we have done this, we knew this right from the beginning. So that's my challenge.
So by that, can you describe like your leadership style and how you lead others?
Well, maybe by book, I would say I'm a person who actually like to coach people. So learning by doing, leading by doing. So when I lead, I would like to show people how to do this, how to do it. Why I myself have to do it first, and then only I know whether those projects, those tasks are possible. So then those are my leading style. So I lead by doing and coaching them. So I will not to say teach, but being a teacher. So we all, myself as vice chancellor, I used to be. This is my 32nd year in Uitm. So I've been teaching all this while. So when we teach, we are guiding. So when I became vice chancellor a year ago, then I realized it's what the same thing will happen. So I lead by doing and showing and coaching. What motivates me? So basically, when you lead, if you're a leader, you need to make sure that there are people behind you for the leading. Okay? So basically, what motivates me is because I want to see things happen. If I lead and I do things and I ask people to do things, but things are not happening, that's frustrating. Yeah. So that's why to me, in any situation for that matter, not just during my decision. When I lead the department, same thing goes that way. If you really assign someone a team to do things, and then we lead, we show them, but things are not moving, that frustrates me. So I need people, I need myself to motivate myself to make sure things happen as planned. So, well, if you at least you have tried. If no, you can't achieve what you have the target that you set, at least you have tried. Right, that's what motivates me.
As of now, do you have any inspirational words that you want to?
I would say drive. Drive.
If there is one thing in this room that you treasure the most, what would it be?
In this
Room? This room.
all my books definitely. All my books that I
Words.
have here. And also the corner that I used to, every day I sit there looking at the Azri. Okay, we have been standing for quite some time. Why don't we go and have a seat? Have a seat.
Thank you for the tour, Dato.
That's right.
And I will. So I wonder, if you ever feel stressed or overwhelmed, what will you do?
Stop. Well, stop. I would stop and take a break, and do something else. And drink coffee definitely. That's what I would do.
How can you build confidence and resilience over the course of your trip?
It's only one thing that we need by believing in Allah.
If there is a book that you think everyone should read at least once in their life, what would it be?
If you're asking me that kind of question, I would say, of course, Quran. But if you're looking at a book to inspire reader, I would say it is in preference. This is why the CEO of Microsoft, Shafia,
Perhaps you can share with us what you do during your free time.
Of course, I would think so. I will sleep. Normally, I will sleep. During weekends, I'll take a rest. I'll go to the spa, and maybe during the spa session, I will also go into deep sleep. That's what.
Speak other language.
Now we're speaking English, so normally, and also bahasa Bismillah.
Because you're from there, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm curious about what is your favorite song?
Favorite song that I can sing along. I can sing this song. Song is I Will Use the Greatest Love of All. That's a very inspirational song.
And really any form of that of art and literature.
I love Chang. I'm not sure why.
That's very interesting. Are you introvert or extrovert?
A mixture of both. Mixture. Sometimes I'm an introvert, sometimes I'm an extrovert. Depending. Right? Most people are like that.
And as we can see that you are such a beautiful person, but you enjoy watching movies.
Before I was before I became a vice chancellor, I tried to watch movies. Now I don't try to.
Seriously?
Yeah.
There we go. What is your favorite genre?
Like drama.
I see. How do you prefer to spend your weekends?
My grandchildren and my children, so they stayed at the house.
So you like literally spend with them.
Yeah.
How long have you been married?
32 years.
Wow.
Right, since 1991. Yeah, since 1990. No, since 1990. Right.
When you begin your career, like many years ago, did you imagine that you would become the vice chancellor of your idea?
Personally, I would say no, but according to my daughter, when I got my schools, they say I used to tell them when it was more like one day I'll be the vice chancellor. So maybe it's just a passing. I didn't notice that I didn't plan it that way. So I don't know where this is huge, probably, and yeah, and the justice to me. I didn't know that. I mean, sometimes like no eyes in front, not be seen.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
So what was the first thing you learned after becoming Hassan?
What the first thing that I learned? Of course, I would say Allah is fair. Allah is fair. Because there are few things that happen during my process becoming a chancellor. I would say Allah is fair and Allah is the greatest. So, I totally agree with that. Alright.
Dato, you have a meeting in 10 minutes?
Okay, let's go for that. I'm ready.
Dato, if you could do anything beside what you're doing right now, what would you do?
I would prefer if I can. I like travel, but perhaps I would want to manage a small hideout on an island. That would be interesting if I can do that.
I see. What is your biggest achievement that you are most proud of?
Of course, being the VC.
I see.
Right?
Yeah. And then, what is the biggest risk that you have taken as a professional, Dato?
Accepting the post as a VC.
Accepting the post, I see.
Right? It is a risk.
Yes. And then, what is the latest event you have participated for?
Latest event? If you're talking about event every day, I have an event. But today, my latest event is signing MOU with one company.
Oh, interesting. Okay, Dato. If you could live in any city in Malaysia, where would it be, Dato?
Any city. I would stay in Shalam. I love Shalam. This is a place. Right.
Because that's where we stand, right?
Right. I wouldn't go to any other place. I love Shalam.
I live in Shalam too. So, Dato, in your opinion, what factors impact a woman's ability to lead others?
Well, I think it goes both ways, not just for women, even for men. It applies also to men. Okay? Basically, internal strength, personal internal strength, and also support from family. When it comes to women, yes, you need to have support from family. Internal strength, support from family, and you've got to be diligent and paying attention to details. I think, as a woman, you have to have that.
I see. Dato, what is your biggest regret?
My biggest regret. This is the first time somebody asked me that question. I would say, my regret is I did not pursue my PhD right after I finished my masters. I got the offer from the university way back in West Virginia, but I turned it down. If only I knew, I would have stayed on. That's one regret.
Okay, so throughout your life journey, what mistakes have you made and what lessons have you learned from that?
Well, my life journey is 59 years of life journey. I would say my biggest mistake would say being too nice to too many people. Sometimes you gotta stand. You don't have to pretend that you want to be nice. You gotta be yourself. Perhaps that's my mistake, because I would say people who do not appreciate what I have in store. That's one thing. And one thing that I learned is that we cannot make everyone likes us.
Yeah, we cannot satisfy. Okay, so what was the most memorable experiences you've had, like as the first female vice chancellor of your ATM?
What was the most memorable experience?
Most memorable experience, I would say, during my first inaugural speech. When I got this letter and then appointment, and that would be a moment that I don't think I can forget. The fact that I got to stand in front of my staff and talk about inaugural speech. Yeah.
In your opinion, what are the most important qualities that a successful leader should have?
As a leader, we have to be fair. We have to be fair and just. We have to be accountable. We have to be responsible to all person under us, all people under us. When you are accountable and responsible, and definitely respected, like you want to be respected and trusted.
And then, if you could turn back to 25 years ago, what advice would you give to yourself?
I don't think I would change. I wouldn't want to change anything. I would say just be it. I'm happy with where I am now. 25 years, when I was 25 years, I lived a happy life. Definitely, I would say go. It's okay to go by that.
So, aside from that, what is your definition of success?
Achieving your set goal. If successful mean differently to different people. So if you set a goal and you achieve that goal, that is a success. So you don't compare with others. Other people set different goals. One person can want to buy a big house, but your goal is not buy a big house. You want to buy a small house. If you get that house, that's success. That's how I said. That's how I live my life.
So, what is the best gift you have ever received in your life?
Of course, I would say the best gift, but definitely I would say my husband. My husband is the best gift that God has sent to me. And of course, I got the 3 kids, my 2 daughters and a son. That's the biggest gift.
And then, what are the patterns you've noticed over the years about women at work? And how could they be doing better to advance in their respective leaders?
Well, to tell you the truth, as a vice chancellor, even though I'm a woman, I don't track that much how women fare in their professional life. But this morning we had a session on this coffee talk. We talk about women empowerment. So there are a few statistics, but I would say being fair. Being fair. 50% of people in Malaysia, women, actually excel in schools. Now, of course, when we go to deeper, more women are actually in higher education. Well, how to go about and making them? In your question earlier, how to make sure that they can be better. A woman has to work harder. The way I look at it. Work harder, work smarter.
Okay, now the last question. What advice would you give to the next generation of female leaders?
Future leaders, we need to stay connected. For future leaders, be it woman or man, the same. It goes the same. You have to stay connected using all these IT technology tools. If you are not connected, you will be left behind. When I say connected, you've got to stay in communication with people. You've got to follow all this social media. Okay, you have to be seen. You have to be visible, and at the same time, stay knowledgeable. As a woman, of course, as not just woman, you need to be knowledgeable. You need to read a lot. I've been passing this to all the students and all the people around me. Reading. Don't go a day without reading. At least read one page would do. But make sure you read. It's either Quran would also be a good example, or any book for that matter. You have to find, at least make sure you read something in a day. And of course, the last one I would say, stay ahead. Stay ahead of the rest. If you want to be a good leader, make sure you must stay ahead among your friends, among your people around you, then you can succeed. If not, forget about it. So yeah, that's you gotta compete with yourself. So how do you compete? By staying ahead.
That will be all for our interview session today, and we will take our leave now.
All right,
Thank
sure,
you
no
so
problem.
much.
Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dato.